Hello, Steelers Nation. This is Joe Rockey here with the Pittsburgh Syndicate. And this is the Sunday before Memorial Day, and the big buzz is that on Friday, Le'Veon Bell went on a podcast saying that he wants to retire as a Pittsburgh Steeler, have some snaps during the preseason, and show the league that he still has it, and then retire. That's the ultimate goal. The question of this episode is, should the Pittsburgh Steelers allow that? And my first and foremost starting answer is a very, very hard no. And it all comes back to the fact that I fundamentally believe the Steelers made a giant mistake with Le'Veon Bell from the beginning of the negotiations on. And that mistake is this. When we were playing that playoff game in New England, Le'Veon Bell quit. The same way Lamar Jackson quit to go get paid. In a playoff game in Foxborough. To the point where if you rewatch that game on the NFL Network, the edition that has the players' commentary coming in from the side, you actually hear Edelman say, "Where is 22? We haven't hit him hard yet." But Le'Veon quit. Following that, the Steelers go out and offer him, quite frankly, a stupid expensive contract that should not have been offered. Thankful he doesn't accept it. But then he pouts and moans and doesn't want to play because he's not treated like royalty. He then goes to the Jets, and here's the bigger thing, fails massively because the Steelers redesigned their entire offensive scheme at the time for blocking to cater to Le'Veon. Le'Veon was never the fastest guy in the world, but what he was able to set people up with false feints and false moves in the backfield, and then take a cut. As Steelers Nation, we believed he was the second coming of Marshall Faulk because he showed some propensity of catching the ball, which was good. The end result, though, was he never won anything of relevance. Because when push came to shove, Le'Veon cared more about his rapping career, his boxing career. Le'Veon cared more about Le'Veon. And when you combine that at the same time with Brown doing the exact same thing, that's why the Killer Bees never did anything. So, did they ever win anything? No. Were they fantasy great? Who the hell cares? They did not win hardware when it matters. So, we come back and we go today, retrospect, should we give Le'Veon anything? Let's look at the actual cost. 90 men on the preseason roster. Not really that big of a deal to throw anyone on it, quite frankly, because there's so much back end that you know it's not going to make the team. This really just comes down to, do you want to justify the cost of it? And the cost being a cultural and, to a degree, moral standpoint. Do you want to bring someone back in who essentially ruined 2 years whenever he wouldn't accept the franchise tag and or go to the degree he used to go on it in terms of his production? Do you want to reward that? Do you want that to become part of your lasting legacy? We look at the other great running backs in Steelers history and we go, would they have done that? Bettis? Hell no. Hell no. Franco, he even left, went to Seattle for the year because he thought he still had and the Steelers didn't. That's just a disagreement of your talent level. That wasn't a disrespect of the Steelers. Franco was a Steeler and a Penn Stater also through and through until his last breath. Le'Veon wasn't. Le'Veon is all about Le'Veon and the publicity that he can get from a platform. That is what he has been all about, and that is what all he is. So do I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers should help someone who blatantly cost them, gave them false results, and not good any good faith arguments and negotiations off the field? The answer is no. The answer is absolutely no. And on this note, since I'm talking about the ridiculous bees from the past, I'm going to give one little shout out to this and not bring it up again. The crazy man, Antonio Brown, did buy an arena football team, and he is coming out of retirement to go catch balls on the sideline. The two of them together, Le'Veon and Brown, had so much potential, but at the end of the day, their egos were far too much to build a culture of success. And I give Tomlin all of the credit in the world for trying to do that and trying to keep literally a selfish and a crazy man together in the room in prominent roles. It's incredibly difficult to do from any corporate situation, and Tomlin did it. He did it to way better than anyone should when we saw where the dust fell and where they went after. Remember, Le'Veon went to New York and did nothing. Brown, when he left, got fired in 2 weeks from 2 different teams. When we look at this overall, Mike Tomlin deserves a hell of a lot of credit, and there's no reason on earth we should put him through the headache of having to deal with Le'Veon Bell again. So here we go, Steelers. Here we go.